The word manifestation means to create something or turn something from an idea into a reality. In psychology, manifestation generally means using our thoughts, our feelings, and our beliefs to bring something to our physical reality. Is it biblical? Let's discuss. See, I set before you today life and prosperity, death and destruction. Deuteronomy 30:15. You are now tuned in to TLUC, the life you choose. Hello, lifers. How are y'all doing? Well, it's another beautiful day in the neighborhood on this Christian journey. So I want to talk to you today about something that has really taken over the world. And the thing is, we as Christians are using it. What am I talking about? Manifestation. Yes, the word manifestation. Manifest. Have you heard it? I'm sure you have, unless you've been living under a rock, and probably then you still should have heard it, because everyone is using it. And when I mean everyone, the majority is using it, whether people are Christian, atheists, the Hindu, they are using manifest. But us as Christians, should we be using the word manifestation? Now, I must admit, before I rededicated my life back to Christ and really truly learned and studied what it means to be a Christian, a born again Christian, where my life is completely changed, where my thoughts are new, they're not like before. That's born again. Okay, I did my own research. Things I used to say all the time, I don't say anymore. And I've said that in previous podcasts. And one of those words is manifestation. That comes from a new age tool of the law of attraction. And that was my thing. I'm telling you now, I am an ask, believe, receive. It's all in your power. Like my intro says, manifestation is believing that you pretty much are in charge of your destiny. If you are thinking it, if you are believing it, you can turn your idea. You can turn what you want into a reality. But as Christians, what exactly are we saying when we're saying, let's manifest it? Let's manifest our husband, wife. Let's manifest that job. Let's manifest that new car. What exactly are we saying? Because if you are a true Christian and you love God and you know He is sovereign, it's all about God. God is not going to share His glory with anybody. So if you feel you are in charge of your destiny, if you are in charge of what you want, and you see the word I'm using, right? You, I, me. Where is God in all of this? He's nowhere when it comes to manifestation, because that's the true origin and definition of manifestation. It's believing you can do it by a series of steps, what you're visualizing. And it is not biblical. Not at all. Matthew 6:33 says, "But seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." So when you're manifesting and you're like, I'm manifesting, my house. Well, why don't you manifest serving God first? You don't hear people say, I want to manifest bringing more souls to Christ. Do you? Or you don't hear people say, I want to manifest getting closer to God and doing His will. It's always about me, what I want. And it's not biblical. We are to seek God first. We seek Him first. And like Proverbs 16:9 says, you can do what you want as far as steps and, the process, and you're just, this is how it's supposed to be done, and I'm going to get what I want. But You are not going to change the will of God. In their hearts, humans plan their course. It's Proverbs 16:9, New International Version. But the Lord established their steps. So you see, do all those steps and visualize, but it's still in God's control. And as a Christian, we should be realizing that. Do you really want to follow Christ? Are you really about God, or are you about this new age way of doing things, which is of the world? And like I say so many times, which this is really the foundation of this podcast, we are living in the world, but we are not supposed to be of the world lifers. So you hear about all this manifestation and manifesting, and then you find yourself saying it too. Stop it, Christians. Stop it. It is about God. You can't have one foot in the world and one foot trying to follow God. That is lukewarm. And we know what God says about lukewarm people. Okay? Lukewarm Christians. He will spit them out. So either you trust in God. That means you completely trust in God. You trust what He has for your life. You seek righteousness before you seek everything else. Or you think, I can do this. I'm going to visualize this. I'm in charge of this. No, you're not. You are not in charge. Do you think that you can have anything you want in life just by believing it? Just by doing a few steps? And if you are doing certain things and you happen to get what you want, God could just be wanting to bless you. It has nothing to do with what you're doing. It still has to be in God's will. There are many people that have never been married, and they are doing everything that the world is saying for you to do. You know, you're getting healthier, you're getting in shape, you're looking good, you're just focused on yourself. Here we go again, focused on yourself. You're trying to get your house in order, and you're like, I know I'm ready for a spouse, but God hasn't granted them that. Is it because your manifestation didn't work? You know, because you didn't think hard enough or believe hard enough? It's not in God's will right now. He still is in control. He is still in charge. So when you are saying as a Christian, I'm going to manifest this, you are telling God you don't need Him. If you're saying you're going to manifest it, because that is what manifestation is. It's not about God. It's about you. So if you are listening to this podcast, I want you really, really, if you're one of these Christians who've been using that a lot and you really never thought about it, I mean, it's about learning, right? We're all supposed to remain teachable. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how long you've been on this Christian journey. We are to remain teachable. So if you are one of the millions of Christians who still use manifestation, not really knowing where it comes from, New Age theology of ask, believe, receive, the law of attraction, if you are one of those, I want you to study what manifestation really means. And God is nowhere in that. Therefore, we have to stop using this. We have to stop using it. Our life is directed by God. Our hands, everything we are is God. God directs our footsteps. And no matter what you do or what you say, we're all supposed to always give Him the glory. If we think that we can just get whatever we want by believing it and seeing it and, doing certain steps, if we believe that, then why do we need God? We wouldn't need Him. We could just sit there and say, I'm going to believe myself into heaven. I don't need to do what it takes to be a Christian. I don't need to follow the commandments, or I don't need the Bible. I'm going to believe myself into heaven just because I believe it. A manifestation. Do you understand how silly we sound when we really understand the definition of manifestation and why we must stop using it? God is not a genie in a bottle, okay? All right. So as Christians, again, I encourage you to study that word. As with lots of things in your life that you may do, or you're believing, and then God kind of wakes you up. He opens your eyes. My eyes get open so much of things I used to say that God is like, that wasn't of me, and it's not biblical. Stop doing it. You are my child now. It's about righteousness. It's about the kingdom of God. It's not about a new car. It's not about a spouse. It's about me, God. So, are you going to trust in God? Are you going to follow the Holy Bible? Are you going to believe in God? Are you going to seek righteousness? Or are you going to believe in a law and attraction and think you can manifest the life you live? It's all in your hands. Until next time, lifers, the choice is yours. Ta-ta.